Hi, it's Ra, Rishi Kavi Ragudas from Star Presence Astrology, here to give the astrological forecast for Thursday, April 10th, 2025. Way back upon my youth, it's funny, I don't think of myself as old, so it's funny for me to refer to my youth. But back in my youth, a million years ago, there was a game that children played called Red Light, Green Light. And you would move, and somebody would say, red light, and then you'd have to stop. And somebody would go, green light, and then you could move again. That's kind of the astrological energy today. It's kind of a stop, start sort of energy. The sun today is at 20, moving to 21 degrees of dynamic and impetuous fire sign Aries. And the moon today is moving through the latter degrees of humble, serviceful, and organized, very analytical, sometimes to the point of neurosis, Earth sign of Virgo. We have the green on again here today to symbolize the Earth sign of Virgo. I'm wearing black velvet just because I wanted to today. In any case, the first red light that we have astrologically is the moon at 24 degrees Virgo in opposition to Venus, the planet of love and affection, 24 degrees of Pisces, and that's I want sweetness in my life, but I have to sort of ask for it, and I don't know if I'll get it kind of energy. That's occurring at 7:39 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 10:39 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 3:39 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. And the next one is a green light, and that is the moon at 25 degrees of Virgo, then in a harmonious flowing trine, a nice angle to Uranus, the planet of sudden change and often chaos, but this is a nice angle, and so it's more about thinking and doing things outside the box and having them work out. It's also, that awakening kind of energy. 25 degrees of Pisces, or 25 degrees of Taurus is where Uranus is. 8:36 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. This do something different energy is occurring at 11:36 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time and 4:36 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. Then we come to another red light, and that is the moon at 25 degrees of Virgo in opposition to Saturn, which you recall is in a harmonious sextile to Uranus. But then it makes the opposition to Saturn at 25 degrees of Pisces at 9:26 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 12:26 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 5:26 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. And that is things just aren't working. I feel frustrated, maybe a little negative. I guess I'll just have to sit down and take my knocks. That's that kind of energy. So don't get depressed. Just kind of wait it out. Because 3 hours later comes the moon at 26 degrees of Virgo in a sextile, harmonious angle to Mars, the planet of energy and passion, and that is at 26 degrees of Cancer. 12:19 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 3:19 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 8:19 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. Very nice and vigorous. So you got a nice break there, and your day goes, okay, great, now we can get started. Then, shortly after that, the moon makes an opposition from 27 degrees of Virgo to Mercury, which you recall has just turned direct at 27 degrees of Pisces, which is more, I can't think straight. What is going on? I don't know kind of energy. 12:49 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 3:49 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 8:49 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. And then the moon goes void, of course, meaning it's making no other aspects till it enters into the next sign, which is Libra, and that's 6 hours later. So void, of course, means decisions don't tend to work out. So you've got all of that length of time before the moon does enter into the love, beauty, and social justice-oriented air sign of Libra. Hallelujah. At 6:12 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 9:12 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 2:12 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time. And then that final red light, the moon at 0 degrees of Libra, makes an opposition from that to Neptune, which you recall has just moved to 0 degrees of Aries, which is Fog City. 7:03 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 10:03 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 3:03 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time. Good decision-making is not to be found under this kind of energy. Somebody might be deceiving you, or it's just foggy. So in any case, red light, green light today. Know which is which, and be cool. I'm Ra, Rishi Kavi Ragudas from Star Presence Astrology. Now, if you would like to have a personal reading with me, you can book it on my website, starpresence.net. Remember, from the very moment that you're born, you've got star presence. Enjoy this day, no matter what. Red light. Green light.